Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of the Chatty Chewsdays podcast.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Today is going to be a little sort of an explanation, but also a little bit of a rant. But it's going to be an interesting one because we're talking about my recent my time abroad. I went to Mallorca for I think it was 10 days.
What?
Really nice place. But I just wanted to explain because we didn't upload last week because I was away and we just were sort of behind. But we're going back to the weekly posting now, so you should expect it every single Tuesday as per usual.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to get into my most hated place on this planet. Okay, now there's multiple of them. Maybe some of you have been to it before. If anyone has ever been on a plane, you know that the airport process is a pain in the fucking ass, okay? I hate to put it like this, right? But I hate it. I hate this whole process. It's so long, it's dreary, and it does my head in, okay? And I'll explain why. Because every good holiday starts off with this very stressful, lengthy start to it if you're going on a plane, right? Because you're getting to this spot. Everyone's really excited to get to this really nice place, right? And everyone's rushing. So as soon as you get to the airport itself, everyone, even if you're early, you're rushing, okay? We're trying to get in there as soon as we can, just in case something goes wrong, and it takes up a lot of time that's unexpected, so that we can't get on the plane in time. There's always that stress in the back of your head. So
Yeah.
the whole process is just very stressful. But a lot of the time, you start off with weighing up your bags, right? And the problem with this, right, is that there's always a massive queue, yeah. And then when you get to the end of the queue, there's always this person, right? Look, a good 20% of the time, yeah, the people are nice, right? And they're like, yeah, whatever. But the other times, you get some real pissed off, not interested people, right? That are supposed to be helping you, right? They're behind the fucking thing, right? And they're supposed to be helping you out. But you weigh it up, and you have to be underneath your weight requirements, right? And
What, the bag?
yeah, because you pay for a
What?
certain amount, right?
What?
Yeah. So you pay for a certain amount of, I think it's kilos, right? To, put in your bag, right? And then they weigh it up, and if it's over, then you pay extra. But if it's under, then it's all okay, right? Because
Yeah.
you pay for that certain amount. But it's always that stress of like, is it going to be over? Do we have to take shit out and move it into another fucking bag? And oh god, it's just very, very stressful, right? But not only that, I've seen videos, okay? I've seen videos where the person behind the sort of desk, right? Like they put their knee on the on the thing that weighs it, right? So it puts more like kilos onto the scale, right? So the guy looks and he's like, "Nah, get your knee off there, right?" And she's like, "Oh no, it's all a joke and everything, right?" But I was just thinking, like, if that happened to me, I would lose my mind. I would
I,
lose it,
I saw a video like that yesterday. I was so confused.
mate.
But that's a bit of a scam.
But yeah, that's what it was, brother. Do you know what I mean? If they did that to me, I would have lost my mind. I would have been like, no, you're not doing that, no. But yeah,
How much extra do you have to pay, like, if
I don't
you're
know.
over?
It depends where you're flying, obviously, but most of the time it's only like 20 quid, maybe 30 quid extra, right? But it's still just annoying. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just very annoying. But that's not the most annoying part. Okay. After that, you then go through and you get like checked up and like sometimes touched up just to get through to the bit. And I'll explain this bit after. But this bit, right, is Hansel and Gretel, right? The old story, right, where
Yeah.
they were walking through the forest and they saw this house that's like a candy house, right? You
Yeah.
go to this point, right, where it's literally that, but everything is overpriced as fuck. Right? So it's like, oh, look at this lovely massive pack of Diane bars, right? Or this massive Toblerone. It looks really nice, yeah, but it costs you an arm and a leg for it, mate. Like, it's so expensive. But to get to this point, you have to go through this security bit, right? So, easy. I assume if you're going away, you're going to bring a couple things, a couple technology bits. Like my brother,
What?
he brought his Switch and everything, right?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
You got
The
to bring a couple
necessities.
things. Yeah, yeah, in
Can't get
your
no
hand
wrong.
luggage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, I had a laptop in there, and I had my watch in there, and I had like a couple metal things in there as well, like some wires and everything. But I'd packed it in proper, right? As soon as I get there, they go, right, okay, you got to take out this and that and that and that, right? So I'm fucking taking all the shit out of my bag, right? Putting it in this tray so they can get scanned in the machine, right? And that's fine, right? It's whatever. But it's the bit where they're like, right, okay, you can come through here now. Like, they're just so obsessed with their job, right? Look, I get it's very important, okay? I really understand it's very important to have this security at airports and stuff because it can get very, very bad. But for me, as the average person, I'm not doing anything wrong, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not bringing anything bad. I'm not
Well,
doing
listen,
anything wrong.
you have to remember they don't really know that, you know.
Yeah, I know.
They probably know you could be wanting to hijack that plane going to Mallorca and
Oh, there's
fly
always this
somewhere you're
thing,
not
right?
supposed to.
I can tell you this. There's always this thing, yeah. And I spoke about this with my mum, right? Because my mum is very cynical, like me, right? Where we we just think of very like um, stupid shit, and it's very real shit, right? But it happens, okay? So I said to my mum, right? Do you know whenever you get to one of these security places and you're like, oh shit, I really hope I didn't bring my gun. I don't even own a gun. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like, oh, I really hope I didn't bring any black tar heroin with me. And I've never even bought black tar heroin. Do you get what I mean? It's so like oh no, I hope this hasn't got in my bag somehow. You always get that worry. It's like it's really stressful. But because my mum was always like wearing like rings and stuff like that, she always get beeps. She always get beeped at the like security thing. So basically, you put your bags off right into these like tubs, right, and then they get scanned in this machine, and then you walk through another machine that scans you, right?
Or like a metal detector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was doing fucking like twirls around the question there. Yeah, a metal detector. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So you walk through the metal detector, right? And my mum always gets beeped on the metal detector, so we always just stand there waiting for it to happen. It happens every time, and we all crack up. It's hilarious. But this time, I think it happened to my mum, and then we were all just standing there, and my dad got beeped, and we were like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not bringing anything over. Like, I get that you have to do it, but like, why is it coming up when we're literally bringing nothing through, right? And it's still beeping. It just annoys me, man. It really does. But then after that, like I said, you go to the Hansel and Gretel house, right? What they call I think it's off no, duty free. There you go, duty free, right? Now duty free is fantastic because they have alcohol, jewelry,
Uh-huh.
sunglasses, chocolate, uh, like Burger Kings and shit like that, right? But
Uh-huh.
everything is double the price as it normally is. Like, it's like, oh, you want to bring this on holiday with you? Ah, you should have thought about it before. Now you got to pay twice. Do you know what I mean? It's so fucked. Like, you just want to get like a packet of crisps. It's like fucking £2 for like a small packet of crisps. Well, that's not worth it.
Jesus
I'm not
Christ.
buying that. But yeah, mate, trust me, that shit, no fucking way. I looked at it, right. I was looking at I think it was a Mountain Dew or something, right? When I was going out there, and I was like, look, this would be lovely and everything, but fuck paying £3 for it. I'm not paying £3 for a fucking Mountain Dew. That's
That is
ridiculous.
actually a scam.
Oh mate, it's
What?
terrible. But yeah, basically we just sat in a little like just like a little Starbucks bit in the middle of the duty free bit where you wait for your plane. We just sat there, and my parents had like drinks and stuff, and my brother did as well. Um, but eventually we got on a plane, right? Now,
Oh no.
oh no. Okay. Now, I have a proposal, okay? Because I've been thinking very hard about this, and for the last couple of days, there has to be a way around babies on a plane, okay? There has to be, okay?
I have a theory, right? Just take them to the wings and hope they don't fall off.
Okay, but that's probably not the best way.
Yeah,
You see?
But hearing the rant I'm assuming you're about to make, I'm sure that would make your life a lot easier.
Well, you're not wrong, okay? But I'm sure the parents would not be very happy with that. But look, this is my plan, okay? And it's less traumatic, I would say. I think that all planes should sacrifice maybe 3-4 rows at the back of the plane, right? With soundproof walls, yeah? And I hope that I'm very clear about that. Soundproof walls, okay? None of that fucking paper thin wall shit, okay? Because it defeats the object of it. So we have a little bit at the back of the plane, and it's a nursery, right? And you just chuck your babies in there and tell them to shut up for the hour.
Well,
Okay? That's the best way, okay? Because, oh my good lord, there is nothing worse, right, than a drunk person and a baby on a plane, okay? I don't care what anyone says. There is nothing worse, okay? The baby's screaming, right? And like crying, right? Because the plane is taken off, right? But then the drunk person thinks, oh, this is hilarious, right? And he's there like sort of hooraying, right? With the plane going off, with the baby, making as much physical noise as they fucking can, right? And I'm sat there going, okay, this is fantastic and everything. You know, this is wholesome. Oh, look at you two. Oh, that's fantastic. Could you just shut up, please? Okay? Can we have none of this? All right? I want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. All I can hear is screaming, right? And you would think this would stop, right? Oh, no.
what, the drunk guy or the baby?
Pick one, my friend. Both of them didn't fucking stop. Okay, the whole way
baby,
through.
I guess the baby you can understand, but the drunk guy.
Hey,
Wow.
look.
Wow.
Okay, I just think that sometimes people should, like, I get you want to bring your baby on holiday and everything, but that's great. But there's things called dummies, right? And you put it in the baby's mouth, and like it shuts up, right?
Why are you talking about stupid people? I was so confused.
It's crazy, man. Trust me, it's a nutty invention. I can tell you that. But the baby shuts up, so you could just do that, right? But it depends whether the baby will keep it in his mouth or not. Because sometimes, especially when I was younger, or my brother, I'd say, we just spit him out. Do you know what I mean? Should I now? Fuck that. I want to talk. Do you know what I mean? But it depends, right? It all depends on the parents, right? But that wasn't the worst part, okay? Don't get me wrong, that was irritating. But we got the whole row, right? So the row behind us was these two other drunk guys, right? Chatting absolute shite for the whole way through the plane, right? But that's not the worst part, Easy, because every single time they fucking moved, he kneed the back of my seat, and it was irritating as shit, man. Like, I'm there, don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly in the Ritz right now, okay? I'm not living the large, I don't have a lot of space, okay? But the guys behind me, it's almost like every time they moved, they were fucking kneeing the back of my chair as hard as they could, right? Just to say, fuck you, mate, right? Do you know what I mean? It was almost like everyone was against me on that plane, right? It just was not going well, okay? So what I did was I put my earphones in, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean, and I zoned out from that plane as much as I physically could. Right? Don't get me wrong, you can't all the time, but it gets bad, brother. Trust me. If you ever get on a plane like nowadays, you will get that most irritating, like, I hate to say it like this, right? Because it does sound bad, but the babies are irritating, man. They're fucking annoying, and so are the drunk people. But I understand why people were like, "Oh, I'm getting on a plane. I'm gonna get drunk." Wait, do you know what I mean? Like, I sort of
Yeah.
get it, but it's like, can you shut up while you do it? Like everyone else is shutting up and watching their films, right? Do you know what I mean? It's not a party time, mate. It's a plane. You should shut up. But yeah, obviously the other side of it is wearing the masks on the plane.
But you have to wear masks on planes.
Well, they say this whole thing is like, oh, it's mandatory to wear the mask on the plane. The one out there, like the plane that I got out there, I didn't wear it. Like I walked on the plane with the mask. As soon as I got on, I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm not wearing it. I put it down, and they didn't say anything for the whole way. Right? I didn't get a single problem. Now, can I just say, I am vaccinated. Okay, also don't have COVID. Okay, so I'm not gonna spread anything. All right. So I'm good. All right. But on the way back, right, there was this. Now the flight attendants, right, they walk down, right, and they are so obsessed with their job, right, because they're like, oh, I have to make it a good time for everyone. I have to run this bit. But there's some of them that are like really in your face, right? And the one that we had on the way back was really in your face, and especially about the fact that it's like, if you don't wear the mask, then we are going to have to ask you to get off the plane. It's like, well, mate.
Are you not flying?
No.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? You sure?
Yeah, we're going to have to ask you to get off the plane. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the start of the plane, like, if you take your mask off, right? He said to me, if you don't take your mask off, then, you might have to get to the plane. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why, man? I'm vaccinated. I had the needle in me, okay? Right? I'm fine. But anyway, that wasn't the worst part out of all of it, because on the way back, I didn't sleep the night before, right? So it was
Oh god.
fucking shattered, yeah. Very irritable, okay? But on the way back, for the first time, right? I've never had any problem with like the flight side of planes, right? It's usually just the people, right?
Fair enough.
But the flight side of the plane is usually quite therapeutic for me. I like looking outside and that, it's alright. But on the way back, when we were just about to land, right, I felt like short of air. Do you know what I mean? It was really weird. And like when I got off, I was a bit like, that wasn't fucking enjoyable at all. I was a bit like, oh, do you know what I mean? The one good part about the plane is fucking ruined for me. Like, I like looking outside at the clouds and stuff, and that fucking ruined it because I couldn't look at that. I think it maybe is because we were coming back to shitty England. Do you know what I mean? And my body was like, oh no, please don't send me back to that place. That fucking shithole England. I hate to say it like that, but when you just come back from Spain, it makes makes you see.
Was it like really warm as well when you were there?
Well, that was the other thing, right? When we first got there, it was really, it was like sort of late at night because when we got off the plane, we had to wait around for this like bus to take us to where we rent the car, right?
Yeah.
And the bus just didn't come, right? So my dad was like, okay, we're just going to get taxis instead. So we just got taxis over, right? And the guy in the taxi was like really fucking, like really like shitty, right, with us, right? And my dad like proper fucking, like, he was like, look, mate, shut, like, he doesn't exactly say shut the fuck up, right? But he said in very standard nice way, right? Shut the fuck up, right? We have just got off a plane. You need to shut the fuck up and take us where we're going. Because he was really like, oh, you want to go here? Oh, you really? You want to do this? Oh, do you know what I mean? It was really like getting shitty with us for him literally doing his job. And don't get me wrong, we are very good customers, okay? We're good customers, right? We're very respectful, okay?
Oh, okay.
So we never really do shit like this. But this guy was very shitty, like, and I say shitty as in like very arrogant and very, oh, really? You want me to take you here? Yes, mate, you are a taxi. That is your job, remember? Yeah? It's very simple, right? We pay
Yeah.
you money, you take us to here. Yes? Come on, bruv. That's the bare bones of your job. Um, but yeah, eventually we just got a taxi all the way to the villa, right? Um, and my dad went back down and got the cars the next day. And it's funny. I woke up the next day, right? And my dad came back and he was like, "Oh, I've sorted it, mate." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Mate, I've sorted it, right?" And as you guys may know, I do enjoy my smoke, right? He came back and he was like, "I've sorted it." What do you mean you sorted it? It was like, "Yeah, I went down. There was a guy at a cafe. He was smoking a really massive one. So I just went up to him, asked him, and now he's coming around later to drop you off somehow." I was like, yes. I was just happy.
Fair enough.
I was just like happy days. Do you know what I mean? Because usually the big problem for me is like I go out on holiday. I'm like, right, okay, I got to sort myself some because I don't drink that much. Um, I say that much because I have like the odd cider here or there, right? But yeah, I like the odd smoke, right? So out there, it's actually decriminalized. Okay, so it's not illegal, right? But if you're selling it, then it's bad. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
If you're smoking it yourself, it's whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You actually grow two plants out there legally by yourself, right? Which is quite crazy, right? Which is a good thing to do because the actual product itself is a lot cleaner, um,
Yeah.
and less like heavy, right? So it was really sweet, right? The smoke was really nice.
Why is it only two, if you know what I mean? Is it
Oh,
because if it's any more, they're assuming you're gonna sell it or
yeah,
something?
because realistically, if you think two for, I think it takes like 4 or 5 months for one to grow, right? So if you got two for the year, right, you might get four, maybe six in one year, right? And that would last you, like, that would last you, the average person, a good 2 years. Do you know what I mean? So it really, it's only for yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's not to go and sell to your mates and everything. It's just a way that they try to die down crime a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They cut out the middleman and it just makes it a lot easier. Um,
Yeah.
but aside from that, that was sorted. So that, like straight away, all the stress is off my shoulders, right? And I got up and it's really nice villa. And I went outside. I met this guy. It was really sound. He sorted me out with the smoke and everything. It was really nice. And from then on, it was just a real relaxing holiday, chilling by the pool, and obviously I'm not I'm not a big swimmer myself. I do know how to swim, but I just don't really go in the pool or anything. There was a jacuzzi there. It was really nice. Um, but yeah, the one big thing about the villa itself is that everything seemed to be like everything worked but didn't work. Okay, and the only way I can say that is like, uh, okay, the jacuzzi worked, yeah, but at night the lights didn't work. So what the fuck is the point of having lights then? Do you see what I mean? The only time we're gonna fucking need the lights is at night, and they don't work at night. So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
why is there lights? And the TV in the front room, right, was fucking decades old. I won't lie. Yeah, it was decades old. But the funny thing is, when you're watching a film, right, every like couple 5 6 seconds it would rattle, right? So everyone was just like, "Nah, well, fuck that. We're just not using it, right? We just watch shit on our laptops and our phones instead, right?" Um, the one thing I did want to talk about was going horse riding. I went,
Ooh.
yeah. I went horse riding, which, okay, I'll let you in a little secret, Ease. I already know how to ride a horse. Okay.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah. So before this, a long time ago, when I used to live in France, I think I've mentioned this before on the pod, but I there was like a school trip, right? And we basically lived in like these like countryside stables, right? for I think it was like a good 2 weeks, right? And we just learned how to ride horses, make pizzas, make bread from the start, right, with like real bread ovens and shit. And it was kind of crazy because they were like, just go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like you learn how to uh, ride a horse and like brush it and all of that lot, right? Which is all right. At that time, I was just a young kid. I was a young lad. I was just going, yeah, it's whatever. Do you know what I mean? But now, like, you can sort of appreciate that it's an animal and it's a cool thing. Do you know what I mean? A horse itself is a cool animal. It's, you know, a massive animal. When you compare it to something like a dog or something, it's really, it's a bit surreal, right? Seeing one right in front of you. So when you're younger, you don't really think about it. It's just like, hey, ride horse. It's just like riding a bike and it's fucking wee. Do you know what I mean? It's not anything like that. But now when I went out to Spain, um, and I did it again because I think we did it somewhere else where we were supposed to do it on the beach and we couldn't do it on the beach, right? So when we went to Spain, the plan was to do it on the beach, but unfortunately there wasn't one that was near the beach that we could do, right? So instead we went in the mountains, right? Which is
Ooh.
really nice, really nice. Now, like I said, I'm not exactly a slim guy, okay? So the horse that I got was a tank, right? It was a tank, man. It was sick. So when it like sort of like came up to me, right? Um, I sort of like started stroking its like its mane. I think it's called whatever the fuck it's called, like the hair on the back of its neck. Um, and like it put its head into my chest. Do you know what I mean? That shit,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Oh god, that hit me straight in the heart, bro. like I think I've told you this before. Like with animals, I'm so heavy-hearted with animals. I love them. I don't know what it is. They're nothing like humans, right? Animals are just different. I don't know what it is, right? They're just fucking brilliant, right? Um, and it's a bit surreal when you see a massive animal like a horse right in front of you, and it like puts its head into your chest to sort of go, do you know what I mean? I trust you. That's a fucking a nutty thing, yeah. So then when you brush off the horse and everything and get all the mud off it and everything, and then I made myself look like a bit of a dick, right? I'm not gonna lie, I did make myself look like a bit of a twat. um, when they brought the horse around, right? And you step up on this thing to get up onto the horse because the horse is a fucking tool, right? You can't just
Yeah.
hop on one, right? Especially I can't because obviously I'm 8 foot, yeah. So
Of course.
it would be easy for me, but they said that I had to use the stool, so I used the stool to hop on. But the horse just walked around, right, when I was trying to get on it, right? So I was like, well, can you not, right? And they're all like laughing, right? The instructors, they're laughing at me, right? Because it's like, ah, ha ha ha, it's walking away, ha ha, right? But I'm like, no, you get the bring it over here, please, right? So I can try and get on it. And I just remember myself going, oh my god, I look like such a bellend. Do you know what I mean?
Did you start laughing at you?
Yeah, they laughed because I went to get on it and it walked away. It was a bit like, nah, mate, you can fuck off. I'm not. You ain't getting on my back, mate. You can fuck off. I'm going back there. It was fucked. But yeah, I made myself look like a little bit of a twat there. But it is what it is. Eventually got on the horse and like I started to like. There's a way that you can like get the horse to start like I think it's galloping or like trotting or whatever the fuck they call it, where it
Yeah.
starts to go quicker, right?
Yeah.
It stops going slow, it goes quick, right? um, and I got it to do that a couple of times, which was pretty cool, right? But the whole like scenery and everything was really nice, and it was actually a really nice experience. It's something that you like look at and you go, really? Am I gonna like that? But because I know how to do it already, right? I sort of looked at it as like, it's just going to be a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm scared of horse. Do you know? Because apparently we spoke to the instructors, and a lot of the time, the people they like meet the horse, and have never ever met a horse for the ever, right? And they're scared shitless of it. And don't get me wrong, then they're not exactly like they are a little bit scary because if you go behind them and they boot you in the face,
Oh
night night,
God.
night night, buddy.
I've seen a couple of videos of that, and that is just not
Yeah.
something I want to see.
That's the one thing, right? In the back of my mind, every time I walk behind that horse, I was like, oh, please don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't fancy going to the hospital. Just please don't do it, right? Um, but yeah, the experience itself was really nice. But eventually, we were getting to the end of the holiday. We went to a lot of like really nice places for food and everything. What I found is that the burgers when we're in Spain, they don't taste the same as they do in England, right? And I
Like,
don't know whether you know
better or
what I
worse?
mean.
You know what I mean?
Oh, worse, man.
Oh,
Um, they taste more like. Have you ever you tasted chorizo, right?
no.
Right.
What is that?
Okay, so chorizo is like it's like pepperoni, but it's like more spicy and more like meaty,
Oh,
I
that
guess.
sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate pepperoni and I hate spicy, so
So, the burgers are more. They're closer to chorizo than actual like beef. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. It doesn't taste the same. It's sort of like the burgers that you go to a football game and you get a burger like that because it's like really low quality. It's easy to cook quickly and you fucking get them gone quickly, right?
yeah.
But I'm what well our whole family what you call burger connoisseurs. We fucking love a good burger, mate. Oh yeah, I love a good burger, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm very like specific about my burger. I want burger, bacon, onion ring, mayonnaise. Put it together, and
Oh,
that is a perfect burger.
see, for me, take with the mayonnaise. That is perfect.
Ah, yeah, I see. But a lot of people look at me
Take with the
differently.
mayonnaise. No. Maybe add a bit of barbecue sauce. That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Barbecue
Yeah.
sauce is a winner as well. Okay, I can't
Yeah.
take that away. The Jack Daniel's sauce from like TGI's and stuff.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's good.
That is the perfect burger, though.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Only disagreement is the condiment, but that's not really a burger.
But you see, a lot of the time, right? A lot of people look at me differently because I don't have like cheese or melted cheese on the
Oh,
top, right? I
oh,
don't want that
cheese.
shit.
Cheese is
Nah,
disgusting. If you eat cheese, you're weird.
oh, it's
Which is very
disgusting.
controversial, seeing as most people do, but fuck it.
It is literally cow fungus, okay, and that is my term for it. It's cow fungus. I don't care what anyone says. I don't want it on my perfect burger. All right. But basically, we had burger in town and everything, and one night I had to walk down to go meet my mate that I'd met there, right? Um, and don't get me wrong, it was like a good maybe half an hour walk to get to the town bit where he lived. So I walked for that half an hour. I was listening to a bit of Drake, right? And I was just sort of like drifting off, right, when I'm walking there into the scenery because it's nothing like England, right? It's like countryside as well as town, right? It's like
Yeah.
merged in, but there's so much like greenery and there's a beach right there, and it's like it's slightly hot and everything. It's really nice place. But I get to the place, right, and it starts to turn night, but I sit at this corner, right, because I'm meeting him around the corner in a minute, but he's delayed for some reason. Um, and I'm sat in the corner and I'm just watching, like, it turn to night, and I'm watching people walk around and everything, and like the scenery like that was really nice, and I was thinking, shit, like this whole place is so nice. So I've decided I want to move out to mainland Spain eventually. Like the whole. Don't get me wrong, the people weren't as great in Mallorca. Aside from that guy that I met, they were really sound. But
Yeah.
in mainland Spain, sort of not on that island, it's a lot nicer, but everything is more like together, right? So if you go to a town, that everything is going to be there. If you go to a town in Mallorca, there might be like everything there, but you got to walk a little like a little while around to find the one that's only there. You know, in mainland Spain, there's like 3 or 4 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah,
just more of it.
I know what you mean.
So, um, I think I'm gonna move there eventually. Yeah, that's my plan. Um,
Yeah.
but by the end of the holiday, eventually, I just thought, this whole, experience has been really relaxing. Do you know what I mean? Usually holidays are like, oh, we go out, we do this day, we do that this day, and the only time we really did something on that holiday that was like sort of like big and planned was the horse riding, and that was really enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? There was no bad experiences. A lot of the time, our family are known for something going wrong on holiday, and I will tell some very, very good stories about some things that have went horribly, horribly wrong in our holidays in the past, in a future episode. Um, because I've got some very good snowboarding ones, I can tell you that. Um, but either way, I realised at the end of the whole holiday that's definitely the place that I want to move and probably live a good while out there. I'd just be a little bit worried about bringing my dog out there. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to leave her here. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Like,
Mhm.
I've got one more question for you about the holiday.
Yeah, go on.
How were the flavored cigarettes?
Ah, yes, I forgot. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yeah.
remember these were mentioned. I've been curious, How were the flavored cigarettes?
So, the reason why I put this on the topic channel is because I remember back when I was with my mates, like a couple years back, when they would come back from Spain, they would always bring back I think it's like Lucky Sevens or something like that, right? It's basically this pack of like flavored cigarettes. So usually cigarettes are like menthol, right, which tastes like mint and it's horrible, right? Or you get the standard shit taste, right? Now these
Yeah.
ones are different. You get strawberry taste, blueberry taste, pineapple. They're all different tastes, right? Real fucking nice, man. It's good shit. So yeah, I had the blueberry ones, and the blueberry ones were very nice. But I feel like at the end of the smokes, they got a little bit like sickly. Do you know what I mean? Like you're sort of like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want to really be smoking these anymore. It's a bit, ugh. See what I mean? It's a bit like, oh no. But yeah, they were quite nice. And to be fair with you, cigarettes out there cost fucking nothing. Like they're so cheap, it's ridiculous. But it sort of makes sense because the cigarettes are horrible. Like the standard ones are horrible. But I'm on holiday, so I smoke the cigarettes in a pack, not in a rollie. Okay, it's just one of my habits. Whenever I'm on holiday, I have to buy a pack of cigarettes. It's just how I work. It's something I need to stop. Actually, I'm thinking about getting off tobacco altogether, man. That shit kills you very quickly. I'd rather just shut it off now when I'm young and not get addicted when I'm getting older. Don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly fucking young now, but it's better to start off cutting it off now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we've had a good chat about a holiday. Realistically, I think overall, compared to the other holidays that I've been on, and you guys will hear eventually what other holidays I've been on. I think that's probably like a good 9. A good 9 out of 10, right?
That's actually good.
It's good, man. Don't get me wrong. There's been some holidays that, because of certain situations, like Mexico, where I threw up in the whole of my bedroom, because of an alcohol problem. It was really bad. But yeah, I'll tell that story another day. Thank you very much for giving it a listen and listening to my experience on holiday. I do apologise for being a week behind, but it is what it is. We're back on a weekly grind now.
Yeah.
One every week. Ease. Okay.
Oh, yeah, of course.
um,
Yeah.
I wonder what we're gonna do next week. I think maybe we will do a episode for being on an island. I think that's a good one. Or we could do the live episode. because we do
Oh,
have
yeah.
that coming up soon.
Yeah, we need to get a guest episode as well at some point.
Yes, we keep on saying we're gonna get guest
Yeah.
episodes in, but we just haven't set it up. Okay, it's my
We need
problem.
to
I'll do
organize
it.
a time.
It's my problem, man. I just haven't organised it. I will get onto it. Don't worry. Thank you very much for listening. Subscribe, hit the bell, all of that lot.
Yeah, share it with your friends, do all that, yeah.
Yeah. Show your dog, man. Shout out to
Sure.
dog or your horse. You know, if you
Oh,
got a
yeah.
horse.
If you're rich enough to own a horse, show it to the horse.
Yeah. I'll see you in a bit, lads. Thank you very much.